Welcome to Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. I am Justin the Voiceman Bandy, your host for the hour. I'd like to thank my board operator, me, because I couldn't get anybody else to help me out today. I'm so sad now. Oh well. And in the house with me right now, I've got Melanie and May. Hello, ladies.
Hey, what's up, Justin?
Hey. How y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
It's been an interesting day, but I'm doing better.
Oh, that's good.
Your throat sounds like you've been screaming.
Oh, my throat sounded like this in Sherlock.
Oh, because you were in two plays at the same time.
I was in two plays at the same time, and I wasn't taking very good care. I wasn't taking a lot of care of my voice.
Because you were like talking afterwards instead of getting rest.
Yeah, and I just wouldn't do warm-ups beforehand. I would just forget all the time.
Girl, what are we gonna do to you? With you, whatever.
Oh God.
Wrong phrasing. Yeah. So May and Melanie, we're here to talk about makeup artistry. Yay. But mostly you guys. You're two makeup artists in a sense of one way or another. Mel, you're kind of like the right-hand man for John Hannah here.
Yeah.
Kind of like. She is.
Kind of like, okay, well, cool. I got it partially right. I could have just said you are.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. So kind of give us a bit of a rundown about how this whole situation is for you. I mean, just talk about it a little bit. This right-hand man, if you will.
Well, basically, because he
Why?
Because he has a day job, so on Saturday matinees and certain times he can't always be there on time. And
day
he's
jobs.
Very specific about being on time, so I go and set up and supervise.
Well, that's good. I mean, and you're also in the class with him too, aren't you?
Yes.
Like on the regular basis.
Yes.
So are you going to be kind of running it now? Because you said he wasn't going to be available today. Because is he in?
Well, he's ill
sick?
right now,
Okay.
so basically I'll do all of the running, and if he can't talk, I'll do the talking.
All the running?
Yeah,
Like running around,
sometimes
kinda?
we have to do demos, so I'll have to set up for those sorts of things, and
Oh, such as
sometimes
what?
I have to do the demos, like
Oh, the demos are great. They show us like how to do the stuff they're teaching us, and
Like
they'll do old people
bruises.
makeup and bruises.
Oh, yeah.
sometimes
yes,
we do
bruises.
wax constructions, and I have to set up extensively for those, and
Oh, wow.
we have to do burns, and that's latex and safety and
Oh yeah.
all that fun
That sounds.
stuff.
I tried to take the class. I want to say it was last semester, but it just ended up like I was taking 4 classes on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Oh gosh.
You should have taken it. Last semester is when I took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was in there with you at one point, wasn't I? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. All I know is that at the time I had 21 credits and I wasn't allowed to go that
Oh, this
high.
semester I have 18.
Yeah.
I haven't caught up to you.
I didn't take that many. I dropped it down to
damn.
like 13.
No, that's cool. I dropped a bunch this semester too.
Yeah. I only have 1 class and we're in it right now.
Oh, damn.
Because I got work and then I got other stuff I got to take care of. So,
Day job.
But you know what? Yeah, day jobs. Freaking day jobs. And sometimes night jobs too.
Yeah.
I worked twice yesterday. I worked at the.
I'm not allowed a job.
Why
I'm an
not?
international student.
Oh, that's right.
There we go.
Wow. You get kind of lucky in that regard though. But don't you
Not
also
necessarily,
have to do,
no. I pay $280 per unit. So without a job,
Oh.
kind of hard.
How do you afford that?
I hustle.
But you can't work to make the money to then pay the. How
I
does
sell
that
balls
work?
of yarn. I sell things. I make
Really?
things and I sell things.
So you're breaking the law.
I'm not breaking the law.
All right, Ice, come on, get her. No.
It's okay, I'll hide you.
Crafty.
Balls of yarn. Okay, you may need to.
They're called amaze balls. They're amazing. You should
That
see them.
is awesome. They
really
By the
are.
way, I love that name. I just love that word.
Yeah.
Like,
But I spell it differently. It's like not amaze like amazing. It's amaze like AMA5Y apostrophe S.
oh yeah, because
amaze
your
balls.
name is May.
Yeah.
It's May's balls, but they're amazing.
Exactly.
It's like a
got
pun.
some catchphrase.
amongst-
Daniel Casanova named it.
oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was his name because of the typo on the program?
Are we allowed to say it?
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, so on the program for Sherlock Holmes, there was a lot of typos and misprints. And his character was Carp, but on the program, it's Crap.
Yep.
So now he's Daniel Crapanova.
That's unfortunate. Sorry, Daniel.
We love you.
We're airing out your dirty laundry here on Lancer Radio Network. Oh man. So okay, let's talk a little bit more about the makeup stuff. And one of the things we were talking about before the show was the blood eggs for She Kills Monsters. Yeah. And you were talking about this process of like these are actual eggs.
Yeah.
And you're trying to
Yeah.
get rid of the yolk and everything. So
I had to go to the 99-cent store and buy them and everything.
Oh, well, at least you were able to get some cheap eggs.
Right? Yeah. I mean, basically, we had to take a group of students and sit them in a circle and show them how to make little holes on either sides and then blow the yolk into a bucket.
I remember doing that for Fabergé eggs.
Yeah, it's a similar process.
I don't believe I was there for that lesson.
Yeah, and then once they're cleaned out and ready, you just syringe some blood into them and hot glue them closed.
Yeah.
And hide them in a foam brick.
And this is obviously not real blood.
Oh, God, no.
No. If it was real blood, I would have had flashbacks.
Oh.
Theater blood is actually really.
What?
I just have a lot of blood trauma. I have a violent history.
Oh. Well, that's because you, were you born in Botswana?
No, I was born in the Philippines.
That's right. I had it backwards on my paperwork. So you're born in the Philippines. How long did you stay there?
I was 6 months old, or somewhere between 6 months and 1 year old when my grandparents took me. My grandparents, whatever, took me to Botswana.
Okay, and then you stayed in Botswana for how long?
19 years.
That's a long time. How
Yeah,
old
that's where
are
I
you
grew
now?
up. I am 24 years old,
Okay.
believe it or not.
Yeah. No, I knew you were in your 20s. I could never remember. I mean, you get it all the time.
Yeah.
You're young looking. I'm old, but everybody thinks I'm like 10 years younger too. So I guess it works in my favor. As long as I shave my head. I'm glad I got that snort out of you, May.
Oh gosh,
If I can get
now
a
it's
snort,
on the radio.
If I can get a snort, I win. Even if it's just for my own
you'll
sake.
always get it from me because that's my laugh.
Well, that's true. You and I are weird in our kindredness.
Kindred spirits.
We were talking a little bit earlier about how we just make fart sounds. And it's not at all weird for either
us,
one of us.
yeah.
And it always gets good laughs or weird stares, I
It's
bet.
fun, no, because it's funny. Because for me, it's like a reflex thing. Like I just hear you doing it, and I'm like,
Yep.
like it's not even a thing that registers in my head. Like Justin Bandy is doing fart noises.
It's like, ew. No, it's just more like, fart sound. It's like the
Well, they
reflex
did
test.
it together that time, by the way.
Oh, no. What? Where? I couldn't think of something, and I was going to push a button, and it was the wrong button.
You want to see my
no.
doodles?
I noticed you just keep on doodling. I'll watch them. I'll look at them later.
There you go.
Oh, wait, you serious?
Oh.
Let me laugh even harder.
I love that soundbite so much.
It's the best.
Bender is, in a way, my kindred spirit because he says things that you know you want to say. Yeah, it's kind of like
I say things that I know I want to say.
I'm still working on getting there. I even made a Facebook post. It was like one of those
Must have
throwback
missed it.
things or something. Well, I posted it last year, and it's like, I
I
just want to
definitely
throw off
missed
the gloves.
it.
But then I reposted it again, like yesterday. Oh
God.
Because Facebook does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yas. All right. So why eggs in a foam brick?
Oh, because it was the easiest way to hide the blood packs on stage.
Okay.
They were bashing in two heads at the same time, and it was a very open stage, and so I can't just have like random eggs in their hands. We had to find a way to hide them, and I couldn't have a random blood pack either. So.
Yeah, that'd be kind of it would take you out. It would
Yeah, it
take
would
you
just-
beyond the fourth wall.
Exactly.
That's what this show is for, not the actual show.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be immersed in it.
I
Immerse
know,
yourselves.
exactly. So we had
Theater
to
is
hollow out.
amazing.
Yes, it is.
We had to hollow out foam bricks.
Most
and
times.
That's
then,
so cool, though.
Like very precariously set them in there and
So they
teach
don't
them how
crack
to
the
hold them.
crap out.
Yeah, we had to tell them like when they picked them up how to pick them up and hold them so that they wouldn't crack, and to hold them away from the audience so
Yeah.
that nobody would notice.
I was working with those two girls on their laughter track.
Oh yeah,
It was so
that's
fun.
right.
Aliana, she. It was interesting because I can't remember the other girl's name. Can you tell me?
Deneen is my daughter.
Deneen
like
is
she
your-
just decided that I have adopted her.
Okay,
and
that's
I
cool.
like that. I'm her mom.
Sounds
that's how that works.
good to me. I mean, it's awkward, but whatever. So Deneen and Aliana weren't here, and obviously Jess was here, sort of directing and whatnot. And it was interesting because of the way that the two of them worked when it came to how they were taking directions. Like Deneen, I got all of her laughter out in one take.
Oh my gosh.
Because she had so much variety
Yeah,
from
she
beginning
really
to
does.
end, whereas Aliana was like, she was just straight on every time. So we had to give her a little bit more direction to change it up, but she was like solid every single time.
Nice.
And I was like, this is so weird. I can kind of see why both of these things are good, because like one of them you can get a lot of takes with a lot of consistency, and one of them you get good take with one take.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty awesome.
Jinx, you both owe me a Coke. No, you don't. I need fewer Cokes in my life.
Oh, I stopped drinking carbonated drinks. I try my best not to.
Just don't drink LaCroix. That stuff is disgusting.
The hell's LaCroix?
It's that weird, like, fruit-flavored soda water. It's essentially like they said, you know what? People like drinking, for some odd reason, carbonated water by itself. Seltzer water, as it were. And then we'll just put a little bit of flavor in there so it tastes kind of like that thing. And then we'll charge an arm and a leg for you to drink it. It's just ridiculous.
It's fancy water.
Oh, well, that's kind of how America works. Capitalism.
I suppose. I mean, the fact that I just don't understand how people drink it. It's just so gross.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll drink
I've never had a taste of it.
lemon-infused water because it tastes good, but this isn't... It's like they put the rind in the water, not the actual lemon
Not
juice.
everybody does something because they like it.
Ugh, true. That's too true. People buy Beats because they have money to throw away. I bought my headphones for $100, and they're great.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they're amazing. Sennheiser is awesome. Sponsor! Wait, we can't do that.
No.
That'd be nice. We're just going off the rails here.
You just gotta be like John Oliver. Be like, I'm not being paid to say this. I'm just a fan.
Yeah, I'm not being paid to say that I really, 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 really like Sennheiser and Audio-Technica products.
I just do.
I just really do. And they're also really cheap compared to all the other stuff that's similarly priced.
Well, there you go.
It just sells itself. They don't even spend money on advertising.
That's how it should work. If your product is really that good, you wouldn't need a lot of advertising.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
If only.
Living in a perfect world and all that.
Yeah,
There's no such thing as a perfect
We were talking
world.
about that.
Well, as close to perfect as possible.
Well, human beings want different things, and some people want to take care of others, like
What?
a utopia, and some people want to take care of themselves. That's just how
Did
it
you
works.
just say human beings want different things?
I know, right?
Oh my
It's
gosh,
so
groundbreaking.
That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about?
Should sell that idea.
I should. I might make a buck.
That should be on a shirt. Human beings want different things. And then see how many people want the same shirt.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That might actually work out because we're in capitalist America.
Yes, we are. Capitalist America.
Oh, no, don't
where
start.
you buy
Just
T-shirts. T-shirt doesn't buy you.
T-shirt does not buy you.
T-shirt does not buy
You
you.
spend your
buy
money,
it.
you go broke. Don't eat.
Food, what is this? You sleep? No.
Vodka.
You drink vodka.
Drown the
only
sadness away from not being able to afford food.
Yes, and then buy Sky Vodka, which I think is like Swedish or something. I don't know. It's from
I don't
some
know.
other
Vodka's not
country.
my drink.
Yeah, me either. I like rum. I can't
I
drink
like rum
anything right
also.
now.
That was good.
I can't drink anything right now because I'm on meds. So
Fun.
yeah, bummer, right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's okay.
hate it.
Are the meds helpful?
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
So I mean, now I've replaced one medication with another.
Hey.
Booze with something else. Welcome to the adult half hour. Wait, no, this isn't half hour. This is an hour long, and we're just BSing right now.
Yeah, pretty much. What about makeup stuff?
Makeup stuff. But I mean, what is there to talk about when it comes to makeup
Oh,
stuff?
good Lord.
Well, Mel's really good at it.
Well, okay.
We're having
so
a photo shoot this Saturday.
We got
for
like
her
a minute. We got
portfolio.
like a minute left before we have to take a break.
Okay.
Show.
So I was thinking like something that's relatively easy. I have a shiny head.
What can we do about that?
What can you do about that when it comes to? Well, obviously when I'm on stage with stage lights. What do you do when you're doing that?
We come across that problem a lot, actually.
sure.
It's setting powder, specific brands of setting powder usually, because some work better than others.
Yeah.
But you just shower them in powder and hope they don't shine, and stand backstage and hit them with the sock of love, which is a sock full of powder.
A sock full of powder, huh?
Yeah.
Just a sock full of powder.
That almost sounds like Mary Poppins.
Just a sock full of powder
Powder.
makes the shiny head go away.
Alrighty, well, speaking of shiny head going away, we're going to take a short break. You are listening to Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. Don't go anywhere! Welcome back to Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. I'm here yet again with May and Mel.
Whoa.
Makeup artists.
Teeth.
Artists. I have a lisp. Kind of reminds me of Trevor Noah when he was talking about.
Oh my gosh, Trevor Noah! I love Trevor Noah.
Me too. I love him. He was talking about why Barcelona is pronounced Barcelona,
Yes!
and it's because like the king at the time or
Yes.
whatever had a lisp,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and
Yeah,
so
he
that's
talked
why it came out like that, and that's
amazing.
why it says it like that. And so to segue away from Trevor Noah and his weirdness, hey, let's do a hard segue. 4 people to do a nose, Melanie. Melanie.
Okay, so-
Said your name wrong, of course.
It's okay. It happens. Yeah. Well, noses are one of those things that.
Protrudes from your face?
And no, they're just sometimes
No?
they're hard to
But
shadow. Yes, but no, they're hard to shadow sometimes. And there was just this one case where a student couldn't get it, so I tried because I was the assistant, and then the other assistant tried, and then we finally got John to try, and it still took him like 10 minutes to do it.
So what is happening with this nose shadow for those who don't know?
Basically, when we go to do a corrective makeup, we want to make your nose look straight, even if it's not. And so we couldn't get our angles right on to make them symmetrical, and so we kept ending up making his nose like the wrong direction all the
Orientation.
time. Yeah, like,
It's like, my nose is broke. Just leave it as is. It's my character thing.
It would have been great if we were trying to make a broken nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, I would think, especially in the world of art, you know, it.
Oh, yeah.
And this is very much an art. I mean, this is not something. I mean, yes, pretty much anybody can do to a degree.
Yeah.
And then
You can
there
draw
comes the
lines.
art, and that's with a lot of things. I mean, people can draw, they can doodle, but then you can't make good quality art if you don't have the talent for it, if you don't have the eye for it.
Yeah, and makeup is mostly shadowing, highlights and shadows.
Contours.
Yeah, so that's basically if you can get the hang of contouring, you can get the hang of doing theater makeups.
So would you say that being ladies in a world of superficiality where makeup is essentially expected of you, does that give you quite a bit more experience that helps? Or
Well-
does it cause perhaps conflict?
It's funny because I don't actually wear makeup consistently.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the same for me too. I'm actually really terrible at regular makeup.
Okay.
Like the only thing I'll ever do if I'm trying to be fancy is I'll put eyeliner on and then maybe a little lipstick if I'm being extremely fancy.
Okay.
But I was extremely pleased at how quick I took to theater makeup.
Yeah, because it's all the shadowing. But I mean, I can do regular beauty makeup. It's just the time and effort that goes into it. I do other people's makeup so often that I kind of get burnt out on
Yeah.
doing my own.
It's like I clean at work a lot. I don't want to go to the house and clean. Sorry.
Makeup's not a necessity.
I'm not going
like
to clean
that.
up after you guys. Exactly. Makeup is not a necessity. Now, I understand it as like a
it's
form
fun.
of self-expression if you want to have fun with it.
Agreed.
Like if you do it every single day for whatever reason and then you're like complaining about the cost, I'm like, you could stop.
Yeah.
You don't need to have thousands of dollars in makeup unless you're an actual makeup artist.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it can.
And I'm just a straight white male who's making opinions about this crap.
How
so
dare
whatever.
you.
I know, right? I don't have
I mean,
my
we all
place.
have
No.
opinions. Listen,
Exactly.
opinions are opinions. We're
They're
allowed
like
to have
buttholes.
them.
We all have them and they all stink.
As long as your opinions don't step on other people, it's fine.
True.
You just
I agree.
happen to be right this time.
I've been right about it every time I said it. Just nobody's ever agreed. Until today. Yes.
Hey.
Well, I mean, I have quite the makeup collection, and even I tell myself, you already have 7 shades of that red. You don't need another one. It's fine.
I can't even see all 7 shades because I'm partially colorblind.
Oh gosh, yeah, that would give you a little bit of trouble because
Yeah.
we have to get deep into the hues and color
Yeah, and I'm
theory
like,
and stuff.
I ended up getting a shit ton of makeup, a lot of makeup too. But that was just after the theater class, and I'm really impulsive. So
Yeah.
Really?
Well, if I can teach you how to use the beauty makeup. It's only slightly different. Your technique is what's different.
Yeah.
But
I was actually curious as to like what even got you into doing makeup in the first place. For like theater purposes, other than perhaps the requirement
it's
for the
a
theater degree.
kind of a funny story. My inspiration comes from Beetlejuice, and the guy who did the special effects for Beetlejuice, Robert Short. I met him,
Really?
and I was explaining at a job I was doing, not for makeup, but it was for a zombie event, and so I was kind of like mentioning that I was thinking about getting into theater makeup and doing special effects makeup, and he kind of pushed me to go for it, and so I did.
Nice. It's awesome.
and I'm still here.
So May, what about you? How did you decide to join and also stay? I think is also a big part of this.
Well, that's kind of a complicated question, but I'm going to shorten it down.
We got like half an hour.
Okay. Well, I came here to
More like
America.
8 minutes.
I came here to America from Botswana because I was pursuing music and entertainment. But then when I moved to PCC, because I went to another school before this, when I moved to PCC, I decided to focus on theater. Because
Okay.
that's something that I hadn't studied before. Back home in Botswana, I didn't have theater as an option. Some other schools had it, but mine didn't.
What were you studying before?
Before, what, in high school?
Just, I mean, in
Sciences.
Okay, yeah.
Because back home,
It's
if
funny,
you're
that's where I
not
was at.
if you're not in the sciences, then everybody makes fun of you.
Yeah.
But I should have known better. Like, I actually was really interested in the humanities. Once I graduated from high school and I did
Mm-hmm.
A levels, I took the classes that my mom told me not to take because she told me they'd be difficult, and I loved them. Like
Yeah.
they were.
and they're not as difficult when you love them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I loved them more than I would have the classes that I took. Like
Yeah.
I did not like those classes as much. But anyway, so I came here and I started doing theater, and then I did acting, and then I took the other classes because I'm a huge jack of all trades type of person. And when I got into theater makeup and just theater in general, all the classes I've been taking this semester, I'm taking tech. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm with
Theater
Larson.
30, yeah.
Yeah. Theater 30 and Theater 12A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
So you just spend
It's
a
just-
lot of time with Eric Larson.
well, yeah, I do. But also when I was in makeup, I spent a lot of time with John Hanna because
True.
as a person who is really interested in learning new skills, my teachers tend to love me.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, she was a great student. She was always willing to
And-
go backstage and learn the little intricacies of things.
Yeah, and whenever my teachers love me that much and they're willing to teach me more, I stick around.
Yeah. That's kind of why I'm like doing what I'm doing here at the station, because like there's just more stuff that I want to learn. And I mean, granted, I kind of had to make a choice between this and theater, which really sucked. But and I really, really want to try to. I mean, I'm auditioning for the winter play. I have to.
Nice.
I don't know what we have to do to audition for it yet, but whatever. But I want to get back into it. I love the community that's involved in
Oh
it.
yes,
I
the
love
theater community is one of the
that's
best
why
things
I
that's ever
stick
happened
around
in my life.
all the time, and I annoy everybody when I'm just hanging there. It's like, oh, did you go see this? No, I didn't see the show. I just wanted to come like hang out with you guys because you're my people. And
But you do always come see the show at least once.
at least if I can, yeah.
Yeah.
If I can watch it twice, especially if I can watch the bookends,
Yeah.
the preview, and then the final show.
Yes.
It was really fun watching Sherlock. I should have seen
Oh,
it
thank
4
you.
times.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people have said that.
And 2
Thank
times
you.
was not enough because there's just so much stuff to discover, and it's just like any other Sherlock thing. I mean, there's just so
Oh,
many
yeah.
little details that you just
yeah.
don't pick
See,
up on.
I'm lucky because I was backstage.
Every time.
I got to just kind of like poke my head in every once in a while
Nice.
and watch when they didn't need me. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it was fun because
That's what I did to She Kills Monsters.
you get to pick up on everything that way.
It was fun watching Ariel like throughout the play.
Yes.
Yes.
I was
Ariel.
like, I don't spend enough time watching you now. Oh, because then it got to the point where I was starting to get immersed back into the play and forgetting to pay attention. And so
Oh,
that's also
yeah.
part of it. It's like when I have a good production in front of my face, it's hard for me to nitpick it because I just want to keep watching it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like when I was watching
caught up in
Breaking
the story.
Bad for my second theater class because I was watching one of the episodes and we had to deconstruct something. And I'm like, I can't. It's so hard. I just want to watch this episode. It's the Fly episode. If you've seen the show,
I've
if you
never
haven't,
watched
Nope.
it.
you
Never
need to watch
watched
the
it.
show because then when you watch the Fly episode, you'd be like, this is hilarious. This is
Then I'll
amazing.
understand, yeah.
And yeah, then you'll understand why everybody likes Breaking Bad and we'll shut up about it when they start talking about it. And then they talk about The Wire right after that because those are apparently the 2 best shows that have ever existed. And
I don't know about that one.
Right now, I'm all over Game of Thrones and Mr. Robot. Those are my 2 best shows.
oh
That's
yeah,
pretty
see,
cool.
I just finished watching all of Game of Thrones. I binge watched this season because I couldn't watch all of it when it aired.
Oh, I didn't watch most of it when it aired. I did the rape show with Josh Fleming, and we referenced Game of Thrones for an entire section.
What?
And I got really interested, and I just got curious because I'm
Oh,
a huge
yeah,
history
'cause
nerd
of
and
Daenerys.
a fantasy geek. Well, I love history and fantasy, and Game of Thrones is both.
And if you like history, you'll be a great actor.
Yeah. So doing that, I got really interested in Game of Thrones, and so over that summer, I just binged watched all 6 seasons
Oh,
because that
wow,
was the
nice.
summer that, like when we did Rape Show, the 6th season just started airing.
Wow, that's okay.
That's amazing.
I remember. I kind of want to go back and rewatch the beginning Because
I went back. I've gone back several times because I've had to catch so many people up. They'll be like, I've never watched Game of Thrones. And then I'll be like, I'll watch it with you.
That's me. I've never seen it. John keeps trying to make me watch it.
We got to take a short break. So you are watching Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. Stick around, please. Please. Welcome back to Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. Yet again, I'm here with Mel and May.
Woo!
It's an episode. It's tasty because people are like, rubbing their bellies with their initials. And then I have a J. And I don't know how
I
that's
just
supposed to
realized
work.
we have the same initials.
You didn't notice?
Because I just told you.
No, it's because I just switched the hell out and did not think about it. I just did not think about it.
You've done that for how long now?
What, switching out? I switch out a lot. I have DID.
Yeah. That's right. So, what got you interested in this whole Japanese culture thing, May?
Japanese culture, you're asking me about that so randomly.
Why not?
Okay, so here's what happened. I grew up in a country without knowing anything about Japanese culture. We didn't have a lot of Japanese people. We had Koreans, we had Chinese in Botswana. But I never really came across any Japanese people. And then my cousin got me into anime. I'd never been introduced to anime before. And from anime, just watching the things that would happen in these episodes, I started wondering what the country's like. And so I started from my anime geekery, I went on to just studying the country in general and its history and its culture. And I just got obsessed with everything to do with Japan.
I did that when I was about 19.
Yeah.
The anime that really got me just sunk into the culture and just looking for everything I could possibly do. Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Nice.
Oh, I still haven't seen that one. I've got a lot to catch up on because I started anime really late in life.
Well, when? Because I started when I was 19.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, I started when I was maybe 15.
Okay. See, the first anime I ever watched was Ghost in the Shell, the movie. And if you've never seen it, you gotta watch it.
If we're not counting Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, then my first anime was Bleach.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Bleach, I think, is although you could say since it's been brought over to America and that's sort of typical Naruto type thing. Maybe there's what's something that
I love me some Naruto.
What didn't air in America? That was the first thing you saw that was anime.
Oh, I don't have the answer to that because I don't always have the answers to things. But one of the ones that I love the most that really didn't. It doesn't have an American dub on it. It's this anime called My teen romance, high school snafu comedy, whatever. Anyway, it's really interesting. No, it's
or everything
it's
else.
Basically, just my teen romance snafu comedy.
That's funny.
It's really interesting. It's this really pessimistic kid that's given up on all kind of socialization and anything. He's just being a teenager is terrible. Everybody thinks this is the best time of our lives, but I just want to grow up and be a house husband.
What's the name? What is that term for when you effectively are such a shut-in that
Hikikomori.
What was it again?
Hikikomori.
That's
when
right.
You're such a shut-in, you can't bear to be outside.
Yeah. It's like agoraphobia, but at the same time, it's you're surrounding yourself with all the anime in the world.
Not all the time. It's
True.
become an epidemic in Japan, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, hikikomoris are just everywhere there now.
Whoa. I know that their population's going down too.
It's become such a thing that there are missionaries that go door to door that sell magazines and saying, how can we help these hikikomori? How can we get them back into the world, back into society?
That's insane. How do they afford all this stuff?
There's actually a really good anime for that. It's called Welcome to the NHK.
What?
Yeah. It revolves around this one hikikomori guy that got scared off from going outside because once he finished high school and went to college, he thought that people were just looking at him and mocking him constantly.
I remember feeling like that all the time.
Yeah.
It got bad. Back when I lived in Texas, towards the end of my time there, I had started going... I was just you know what? I need to get out of the house a little bit and just kind of walk around a little bit. I would walk across the nearby. There was a 7-Eleven that was about half a mile from my house, and there was a Walmart and fields and stuff. And the main street that was there where I had to cross over it. When I would walk across that street in the crosswalk, I felt like the people in the cars were just like staring at me and like hating me.
It's funny
It
because
doesn't make any sense.
I actually, my young adult years, I had suffered from agoraphobia. I couldn't even go on my own porch without like feeling like I was being judged by nobody. There was nobody there, but still, you know.
Like somebody somewhere was judging you. You just couldn't see them.
I was never afraid of people judging me because Filipinos do that, and I grew up with a lot of Filipinos.
Well, it was just a severe anxiety attacks that I was having.
I feel.
That's anxiety in general in a nutshell.
Anxiety
When
is terrible.
it's such a thing that it there's no logic to it.
Oh, I
like,
know.
There's a logic to somewhere, like there's a fundamental logic way down there.
Yeah, deep down.
But where you're at, it's like, nah, this is absurd.
It must stem from somewhere in your history.
It was probably a defense mechanism more than likely that just kind of got out of hand. So
that tends to be what happens. With most
Well, most anxieties and phobias are learned.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you have a rational and logical fear of spiders. But not when you're looking at a photo of it and freaking out and you get crawlies all over yourself.
That's when it becomes irrational.
Yeah, because that happens to me. I can't look at insects.
Well, that's the difference between a phobia and just disliking something, though. Like a phobia is you have an irrational fear. And I have to tell myself all the time that it's literally in your head and it's okay.
Yeah. Well, and that's why, you have they have exposure therapies and stuff. It's like, here's the picture. It's not going to hurt you. Pet the picture. No, I don't want it. It's too scary. Like, just seeing, what is it? I'm going to age myself real fast. But Daniel Stern in Home Alone, when they put the spider on his face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That actually is a literal spider, obviously.
Yes.
He had arachnophobia.
Oh, geez.
That scream was real.
Oh.
That wasn't just a performance scream. That was legit real fear.
It's amazing what actors go through.
Yeah, did they get him some mental help after that?
I would hope so. I don't know. It's been a while. He had an AMA
if that were
on Reddit.
me, I would have been
like
not
movies,
okay.
not do. Well, he knew it was happening.
Yeah.
It wasn't like one of those.
Okay.
It wasn't one of those actor tricks like where they do it to you and then we just want to see what your response is. Like,
oh, they've done that to so many people.
Oh yeah, like the guy with the horse head in Godfather.
Oh yeah,
that's a real dead horse head.
But
and he didn't know it was happening.
It's very startling to wake up to.
That would be a makeup prop for you.
Oh yeah. Speaking of decapitated heads.
Oh yeah, we're making one for
I'm
Macbeth.
going to be making one for Macbeth.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, Macbeth. I got to talk to Josh at some point. He's gonna be in here, I'm sure. I hope.
Gosh,
and then
awesome. Macbeth's gonna it's looking to be very, very exciting.
I'm so excited.
The Josh plays are always exciting.
Oh
Josh plays
I
are
love
my favorite.
Josh's plays. Him and Will are now like my two favorites.
Same.
That's one of the reasons I had to ASM this play because I didn't I'd already done 2 shows this semester. I didn't want to have to go through the whole process of like auditing and everything for another one. But I really wanted to work with Josh. I really wanted to work with him on this show because I knew it would just be amazing.
Yeah. Every time, like, I don't even want to read the play that Josh is doing because I want to see it first. I want to see how well it goes.
A lot of times you read the play and you're like, really?
Yeah.
Sometimes the plays that, a lot of the times the plays that he takes are really dry, and kind of boring sometimes, depending.
And that's
but
what makes
Josh
a good director.
Makes them, like, he puts his own spin to them and he lets the actors work with it too, and it turns into a beautiful thing.
Yeah, when I watched Raised in Captivity, I loved that play for how
I didn't get a chance to
minimal
see
it was.
that.
Yeah.
I wasn't around yet. I didn't.
I got to do
I
gouged
was
out
so
eyes.
sad that I missed it.
It was really fun.
Carolyn's gouged out eyes. That was crazy awesome.
That was all me backstage.
That was so
fun.
cool.
And I got to put
it's like
ramen
mint.
sticks
Isn't
in
the
her hair.
blood like mint flavored or something?
The mouth blood is.
Oh, the
yeah.
mouth blood is, but not the face blood.
No. If it's not ingestible blood, it's not a corn syrup base, so it's not as thick.
I see.
But yeah, they put a gross mint flavoring in the corn syrup based ones.
Yeah. Unless you really like mint.
Oh no, it's not a
Pleasant.
good menthol flavor.
Oh, yeah?
It's like a.
It's like you just should not be keeping this inside of you.
Exactly, yeah.
So we're gonna make it to where you're gonna want to have it leaving you.
Basically.
Which makes sense. I mean,
They make you want to spit it out.
During the one act as well, Ariel had her scene with them, and she just every night would just be so frustrated at the taste.
which play was it?
The one act, the not too terrible one act.
Oh yeah. God, it's funny. I saw that, and I'm not trying to say anything negative about it, but I'm forgetting a lot of it.
I liked it.
I really enjoyed it, but I'm having a hard time remembering just because like so much stuff has happened since then.
I understand. Yeah.
What was her scene?
Oh, so she was in this one called Wilted, and
it was with Will.
It was
That's
with
right.
Will. It
She
was
the
with Will
one.
Aarons,
She
and she ingested human brain without
That's
knowing
right.
because her dad just fed it to
Kuru.
her whole life, and she got Kuru and she died.
When I heard Kuru, I was like, no way!
I know. When I heard it, I was really excited.
Because I was like,
thing.
the only reason I even knew about Kuru is because of Scrubs.
I knew about it because of anthropology. I took an anthropology class.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, like if you eat people, don't eat brains. Don't want to
Yeah,
be eating
exactly.
the
It's
prions.
dangerous.
You're eating them prions with your crazy proteins, and then it'll make your brain go bad places,
Go bad places.
despite where it goes otherwise.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, would you say that, has your experience helped? Well, let's see. How am I
Question
phrasing
mark.
this? Question mark, indeed. Write out a big question mark, everybody, and then send it to Lancer Radio Network. Now, you can send it to me. I don't know what the address is here, but so I'm trying to think of the parallels between theater and film makeup and like how they may work, how they may contrast. But at the same time, I'm not sure how appropriate the question is because I'm not sure what your experiences are in doing those things.
Yeah, John actually teaches some film technique because it's mostly technique and product that is different.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm sorry. It's mostly product that is different. Your technique isn't. It's still the
That
same.
different.
Yeah, it's still the same concept of shading.
Yeah.
It's just if you're using
Where you shade
HD
and-
makeup and it's cream based instead of the pancake that we use in
Yeah.
the theaters. So, yeah. I mean, more
And
than
everybody
anything-
wears lipstick.
Everybody wears.
I never
lipstick.
even
Oh,
knew
yeah.
that until I was like maybe 14, 15, and I saw, I think it was George Clooney with really like pinkish reddish lips. And I was like, is he wearing makeup?
Oh my gosh.
You want to know when I found out? Just now.
That's so funny. We have people come into the class or come in to do a show and they'll have no idea that I expect them to wear lipstick. And they'll
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, no.
It was a weird process for me because, we were talking about when I first came in there as a model.
Yes.
And which was just weird me even saying that because I'm like, I'm not a model at all.
You did great.
If you're posing for pictures, you're a model.
Exactly. Although I wasn't posing for pictures.
Yes, you did.
Was I?
I took pictures of.
I don't remember posing per se,
yeah,
but
you had
Well,
to
if you're-
pose with your artist.
yeah,
John
that's
makes you
right.
Pose. Ha
Okay.
ha.
Well, it was mostly just I got to be in there and I need to be a guinea pig and have makeup thrown on my face so I could look like Captain Spaulding.
Yes, it was so good.
And I honestly don't remember how it came up. I think I may have suggested it to Caroline. I don't remember. I'm not trying to take credit. I just don't remember where the credit came from. But it was interesting, especially because it was such a full face thing.
Oh yes.
And that had been the first time since I was a child, because the last time I ever had makeup, it's somewhat coincidental, was Halloween, and I was like 13.
Oh yeah.
And at that point, that was last year, I want to say in the beginning of the year. So I was 32, 34, 34, something like that. I don't know how
Something
old I
like
am.
that.
So it had been a 2-decade
Oh, gosh.
distance between makeup applications. And I don't remember what it used to be like when I was a
Oh
kid.
yeah, things
so
have changed.
So, well, I mean, not only that, but yeah, I just don't remember the sensations of having things being shoved at my eyeballs, trying to put eyeliner and all this. Because I had all of my face. She even gave me a prosthetic nose.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And I was like, this is so crazy. And then the teeth stuff.
Oh, yeah,
That was
the teeth
so
coloring.
hard. When I see that on characters now, I'm like, you poor soul.
Oh,
That
yeah,
actor,
I
I feel
personally
so
want it.
bad for them now because it's so hard to keep your mouth open and let it dry and
Oh,
it
yeah.
tastes so bad.
It's one of those other products that you would think would taste nice since it's meant to go into your mouth, but
You don't want
they
people
just-
licking it off
I
and like
guess.
swallowing it or something.
But it's really.
I peeled it off later
oh,
that
really?
night.
Oh yeah, that's a trippy
It
experience.
was
I've done
so
that.
weird, and I'm like, ah. It's like the
No.
worst popcorn kernel ever.
The worst thing is trying to get people to hold their mouths open, though. You have to
Yes.
sit there and babysit them.
Well, and I knew what she was after, and I was trying to do it so well, and even
Yes.
then she still had to babysit me, and I was trying.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I always say that makeup is like herding kittens because actors are like a group of kittens, and you can never get them in the same direction.
Isn't that true? That's
So-
why we have directors.
Exactly.
All right, so we got to take a short break again. I know. It's like the last break, though.
Yeah.
So this is Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. Welcome back to Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. I'm here with May and Mel, and we're talking about makeup and stuff.
And stuff.
Mostly stuff. Mostly not the makeup. But the makeup thing, though, I do have a question, and I'm hoping there's a positive answer to this.
Okay.
So I know that there's not a lot of a budget when it comes to the one acts. Are we getting more makeup for the one acts here in the school?
Here's the thing. The makeup class only works on main stage productions.
Of course.
So we only help out with the one acts out of the goodness of our hearts when we can and when they come ask us. But we don't actually have a budget as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, and I'm happy that, because I know that you guys are essentially like in class at the same time.
Yeah.
And doesn't the play start right around the time that you guys start too on those days?
On Tuesdays, so that's another where my job comes in kind of thing.
Yeah.
He teaches the class and then I go do notes or go do the shows. But again, we don't usually do one act. So that's usually only for main stage practices and stuff.
I wonder how we'd be able to get more makeup, even if it was just having, somebody who's in the cast who knows more.
Yeah.
We had that for the one acts.
Yeah.
Well, we had a couple people that had taken the makeup class, but Sophia totally took over and she did a really good job.
Yeah, it's basically what we do is we hope for somebody who's been in the makeup class and we just like lend them the tools and tell them to go teach the cast how to do it. Because even when we have the cast come through, no matter what show it is, we always want them to leave the show knowing at least the basics of their own makeups. So hopefully they could take that with them.
I have vague understandings of the makeup that I had. I know that I had less blush because I was an older person. Yeah. And what was the reasoning for that? Because I know, again, it's about contours and lighting.
It doesn't always have to do specifically with age. It may have been more about your character.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, with an older person who is an alcoholic, we would give them rosy cheeks because the capillaries would burst and they'd have reddened eyes and things. So it may have had to do more with your character than the age of the character.
Okay.
But we make those sorts of decisions.
I was Friar Lawrence.
I
in the
wasn't there for that.
Romolas and Julieties.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, it could have just been to give you more of that, like, full cheek,
I almost got away with not talking about that play today, Dion.
Really?
I've been trying not to, but it's the only play I've been in.
Yeah.
And then
It's your point of
every
reference.
show, I have brought it up, and I've been trying not to, and I failed.
Well, for that one, it might have been implying that you were inside a lot.
Yeah.
Which would make you more pale and less likely to be pink or have
Oh,
rosacea.
okay.
So it could have just been trying to pale you out some.
That's cool. I kind of like that. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the makeup situation was. All I know was that the eyeliner situation is frightening.
We try really hard not to make it
I'm
frightening.
so glad
but-
I only had to do half.
Oh, yeah,
instead
you
of
get
full?
lucky. Yeah, and you don't have to do top liner either.
Yeah. I don't know why, though. What's the reasoning for that?
Because it's the amount of definition on the eyes.
Okay.
We want your eye shape to be different than, say, like May's. I would want her eyes to pop differently.
Okay.
Because the shapes of the faces, feminine versus male skulls and stuff like that.
Because I think especially the younger characters, the younger guys especially,
Yes.
they ended up with more makeup. Although, like Sean Tannemacher, never needs makeup. That boy is beautiful. And
Thankfully, it's not about your beauty. We just
True.
don't want you to look washed out
Yeah.
or like a ghost when you're up there.
yeah,
unless
because
you're
there's a
supposed
lot
to
of
be.
bright lights out there.
Oh, yes, they will wash
And
you out.
I never understood, like, what do you mean there's lights and it's hot? And then I got on there, I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
there's lights that are really hot.
Oh, yes, it's intense out there.
Oh man, like, and it was fortunate enough that we were doing our plays during the sort of colder times. So like when we come outside, it's like, oh yes.
That affects us in the
It's
makeup
so
room
cold.
all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to do a wax construction when it's hot out? It
Oh,
just melts
I
off
bet
the
it's
face.
horrible. Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah, the cold helped for Sherlock too because we were underneath a lot of fabric in that play. Like everyone was sweating balls.
Yes, we
Even those
always,
who didn't have balls were sweating balls.
we always have to keep water and
Well,
snacks for them.
me and Lucy had these giant balls on our butt.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
true.
the bustles.
It was the best.
They were so
That
cute.
was that. I commend you two ladies for wearing that thing the whole time.
The bustles weren't so bad.
But
the
it's the
tops
whole
were
outfit.
warm as hell.
Just the whole outfit.
Lucy had a hard time because she had like
Yeah.
6 layers and she had that wig.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Oh my gosh, it was.
I mean, at least she didn't
a
have.
lot.
Well, I mean, if she had had that much hair on her own, though, because she doesn't have a whole lot of hair as it is. So, but I
Thankfully,
mean, both cases, though. Ugh.
well, it would have been really warm.
Wigs
under
are
there.
hot and itchy.
Yeah.
True, because they don't get washed, do they?
Oh, that was
I
a
would
brand
hope so.
new wig, I think.
Oh.
Oh my! No, it was not.
Oh,
it's the
wasn't?
same wig that Caroline used in Summer and Smoke.
What?
It's the exact same
Yes,
wig. Me and Cameron were laughing over that. We saw
What
it come in and we were
the-
like,
I
"Oh my
remember
gosh,
now.
I remember that wig."
Because Emily's our hair person,
Yeah.
so she took it home and washed and set it herself.
Wow.
Speaking of washing things, our outfits, those sweaty outfits, did not get washed once during the entire run of the show.
Oh, they never do.
Not after the dress rehearsals, not after the first week.
Nope.
Oh goodness.
Breeze is your best friend.
Yeah. And then also just another layer of clothes, only to make it worse. There's just no safety. There's no
nothing
getting
you
away
can
from
do,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the things you do for your art.
Well, yeah, and when you're living on or you're working on a college budget,
Yes.
and nobody has time to go take care of it.
That's the other thing.
What?
Ain't
What are you
nobody
pointing
got
at?
time for that.
Oh yeah. Hang on a second.
How do you say that and then not push your button?
I know, come on.
God, I had it,
see.
and I don't even know where it's at now.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I missed
You
it. I ran
screwed
past
up,
it. I know.
Justin.
No.
Could have been so awesome.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'm about as late as usual.
It's okay, it happens.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Anybody got a problem with that? Huh?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Oh, no.
He's got that button
trying.
too.
Wait.
Ooh, he's trying. Just do it.
I always forget how loud that is.
Shia LaBeouf startles.
Yes. Hey,
Shia LaBeouf.
Me? Who am I?
Are a sad, strange little man.
Yeah, it's all the way over here. That's the problem. Like, it's not in arm's length.
Oh, no.
Arm's reach. I'm like kind of in the middle of the board right now.
Oh, no.
And so I'm like wiggling around, trying to like see you guys, but also talk. And I keep forgetting about it. So
Goodness gracious, Justin.
I
Bandy.
know.
Texting my phone. Texting my phone.
it sounds so sad.
I know. It's because he doesn't know how to play.
How about that?
No.
Homer, catch me outside, baby.
More likely.
Oh my God.
More likely.
So, we got a little bit of time left. How do you guys want to pimp yourselves out? I know you got stuff going on.
I've got some stuff going on, but I guess. Well, I mean, we've got Macbeth, so everybody should see that. And
When is that coming out?
The beginning of December.
All right. Well, we're getting up there quick.
Yes.
I mean, it's
For, like,
already
the first week,
It's
I
already
believe.
in November 7th right now.
Yes.
yes.
Yes, so the first week of December will be
Excuse
Macbeth.
me.
You're
Bless.
excused.
I had
But I
one of
mean,
those
you know.
last show with Edgar and John about improv.
Aw.
Oh, yeah, improv. But also, if anybody like feels like contacting me, I am starting up a channel called The Network, and we're looking to expose talent here at PCC because I've noticed there's a lot of student talent here that just doesn't have the opportunity or the equipment to expose themselves.
True that.
And I've been walking around campus, seeing and meeting all these amazingly talented people that just have nowhere to showcase themselves.
Yeah,
We could maybe write a liner or something like that and possibly put it up on rotation in the future.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to start it with our photo shoot this Saturday because, as usual, we're available for makeup jobs on the side.
Oh yeah, that's right. Saturday's available. You got to have Saturday available because
I also make amaze balls.
Oh, yes.
That's right. Amaze balls.
Makeup, amaze balls, showcasing talent.
Makeup. May is just prolific with
Sure.
everything.
Well, I have
Me-
DID. I'm interested in a lot of things.
Got a lot to
Ditto.
keep you focused.
I talk occasionally.
I talk occasionally.
Every once in a while.
Every now and then. Some
a
people are like, dude, do you ever actually have conversation? You could talk more, Justin. That never happens ever in my life.
It's okay. My mom's been searching for my off button since I was a baby.
Yeah, right. That's not gonna exist until I'm dead.
Exactly.
Please don't find it. Please don't find it.
Yeah,
I
that
wanna
was
talk
not an
for a long time.
invitation.
Exactly. Not inviting people to turn people off. Only
not
turn
inviting people to
Please just
turn
turn people
people.
on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, see, that's
It's a family
that's a
show.
talent that no, it's not. It's not a family show at all. We just have to maintain FCC rules.
Naturally.
My show is never about family. It's about theater behind the fourth
That's
wall.
a family.
It
How
is a
dare
family.
you.
It's a different kind of family.
It's still a family.
we're
It's
still
a
a
family
family.
One of the
that
best kinds of
definitely
families.
has a bit more dialogue.
Our rules may be
behind
different, but we're still a
the
family.
scenes. I've heard some crazy dialogue
Oh,
behind
yes.
the scenes that are not related to the
Backstage
play.
is the best.
Yes, it is.
It really
Backstage is pretty good. I was going to consider calling this behind the scenes, or like the fourth wall, and then my friend was like, behind the fourth wall. I was like,
Nice.
I'll take it. Wilbert Flores, he's got the playlist on Fridays.
Exciting.
Yes, he plays stuff that he just feels like playing.
Nice.
awesome.
Yep. And sometimes he has a theme,
He should
sometimes
play
he
some
doesn't.
Frank Turner.
Yes.
I don't know who that is.
Frank Turner is
Amazing.
amazing.
What's the name of the song? Recovery. Tell him to put that on there. It's a great song.
Or
Maybe
four
he'll
simple
hear.
Or
words.
4 simple words. Yes, that'll make
Four
her
simple
May
words.
dance every time.
Photosynthesis, Long Live the Queen. All that jazz.
Frank Turner's a great artist.
Interesting.
Yes.
I like. I've been listening to
Wombats.
Rez recently.
Nice.
She's got this
Nice.
crazy, weird, bassy, weirdo, psycho type. It's just awesome.
Amanda Palmer.
Sweet. Oh, Amanda Palmer. Yeah,
I don't know
sweet.
who that is either.
Cara
Dresden
Emerald.
Dolls.
Who's it?
Cara Emerald.
Carrie
She's
Ann. I
she's
don't know.
amazing. I love
What kind of
her.
music is this?
It's not all the same kind.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of indie, alternative, random.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't
Stuff
follow.
Can't really handle anymore.
Follows its own rules.
It's like you'd be hearing it in Starbucks.
NM? Question mark.
Like, Hamina?
Hamina.
NM?
Hakuna
Question
Matata.
mark?
Hakuna Matata.
Hatuna Matata. I saw Cinema Sense, everything that's wrong with Lion King.
Oh gosh.
It was so good. I love watching that. But you can, for me, you can only watch it after you've already seen whatever it is. Because
Yeah,
otherwise,
yeah,
unless
Well,
it's
you don't
like,
get it then.
unless it's like Twilight or
Oh gosh.
something
no.
that nobody should be watching
Or reading,
or reading.
if you could call it.
Okay,
And then-
actually, I was really into the book.
You know what? The story itself is
'Cause your
probably
pants.
fine. I have a problem with her writing style. That's all.
I
I don't have.
I can agree
I will
with
keep
that.
my
I mean,
comments about the
not for
storyline
myself
to
personally, but
myself.
we all
Yeah.
have our taste.
You guys are
Exactly.
funny. Well, that was fun. Show's over though.
Thanks
Sorry,
for having
guys.
us, Justin.
No, it
Thanks
was
for
great.
being here. This is
was really
this
enjoyable.
Was Behind the Fourth Wall. Check out Behind the Fourth Wall BT, the number 4w.org. That's bt4w.org if you want to hear this later. This Lance Radio Network, screaming live at lanceradionetwork.org.